Hey, what's up, Christ family?
Hi.
It's three guys. Well, not really three guys on the table today, but that's okay. That's what we
I am not a
call the
guy.
show. No, not at all. It's Dale. Hello. If you don't know me, it's my wife Maureen.
Hi.
I am the associate minister here at Christ Family, and it's my beautiful wife. Our three daughters are hopefully inside. Um, Today looks a little different. Pat is not feeling well today, so he just wanted to stay safe and all that jazz. So we are on location, not at the church. Obviously, you can see by the background, we're in a secret location, which oddly enough resembles our backyard. But yeah, so glad you guys are here. We are episode 24 today. Can you believe it?
Wow.
20. We've done this 24 times. It's looked a little different. Oh, laptop is shaking. Sorry. Our production is a little lacking today. Half of my equipment is up at the church, and I didn't realize that till about 2 minutes ago. But that's okay. Hey, Miss Patty, glad you're here. Always joining us. Always love to see your name pop up. But yeah, so this was a big week for us. We had our first service
Mhm.
under the tent. We know so many of you were there, and so many of you couldn't be there because of different things. But we had 87 people, which was pretty cool. I was very excited to
Mhm.
see that many. What did you think about our first service?
I thought it was awesome. It was hot.
It was hot.
I wish this weather this week was on Sunday. Oh, look at there's a hawk.
Oh, cool.
Um, that's like squirrel.
Squirrel.
I thought it was awesome to see some familiar faces
Mm-hmm.
from our parent church coming to support us. And I also thought it was so cool to see so many new faces. I
Yeah.
actually was in the sound booth,
Mm-hmm.
which is not my normal
Nope.
place
Thank
to
you.
be.
Thank you so much for that.
But it was cool to have that view of everything.
Yeah, it was cool to see. Like you said, all the new faces. I was up on stage at the beginning, and a lot of people I didn't recognize, which is great. Didn't unfortunately get to talk to too many people, just because I was running around with a chicken with my head cut off. But yeah, a lot of new faces. Can't wait to do it again this week and in the weeks to follow. Um, but yeah, it was. What was your favorite part about this weekend? About Sunday?
Um, I think I don't know. It's a toss up between seeing how much are people who have been sent to go
Mm-hmm.
or that have joined us since, you know, since going, how just stepped up so much to help.
Mm.
No job is too big or too small. They just hop in wherever and set up, set down, break down, set down, break down. Um,
I pick things up and put them down.
and just being finally in the community that we've been called to be in.
Yeah.
I know it's hot and it's uncomfortable and it's not what we planned on, but we're there
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be just a short time before we're in the building.
Yes. Yeah.
And hopefully this weather continues because it's gorgeous right now.
Oh yeah. We walked outside on Monday, and I was like, "Oh, where was this weather yesterday? This weather would have been great."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so cool to see all the people like you jumped in, and a couple other people that don't normally do certain things jumped in, and
Mm-hmm.
we that's a testament to our family, and Pat and I have said this all along that that's just who our family is. You guys see a need, and you jump in and you get it done, which is just so cool. Yeah, I think aside from kind of like you were saying, aside from putting all that work, there's so many people behind the scenes, just countless hours of working on the building and going to get the tent and putting the tent up and mowing. There's so many different things going into making Sunday happen, and then seeing it come to fruition. Seeing it actually be there. And have service and make it happen. And it wasn't like everything else that we have planned. At CFCC, it's our plans didn't exactly work out just because of different things, but service happened. And so those of you that are watching that helped with that, and even stuff we don't know about, thank you so much. And those of you that came and hung out with us for the first time, or maybe not the first time. Thank you guys for being there, because it wouldn't happen
Mhm.
without you. Um, yeah, and I think seeing the new faces, I think that was really cool. I enjoyed, again, seeing the people, even though I didn't get to interact with a lot of people, which hopefully some of that will calm down and I'll be able to meet some more people as time goes on. But hey, what's up, Miss April? How you doing? Um, so if you had a favorite moment from this weekend, something that, or from Sunday, something that just blessed you, or something you'll always remember, besides just being there, go ahead and drop that in the comments. Even if you watch the playback and you're not watching it live with us, go ahead and drop that in the comments, because we'd love to hear from you and see how you guys felt about Sunday. Um, one of the things that we've talked about all along, at least a lot of us have, is there's going to be trials, and we've seen
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
I think we've been pretty open about there's been trials, and we're really living by the saying, if you will, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Mhm.
Our plans haven't come together. We had other buildings that we were going to buy and were supposed to buy, and we had, here we are, October and or November now, and we're under a tent. We didn't think that was going to happen. So we know there's going to be trials and things that don't work out exactly the way we thought. But
Mhm.
what are what are some trials that you faced throughout this whole
Um,
process getting into this church?
I think it was more internal kind of trials,
Okay.
like super involved at CCW,
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of different areas. 90% of my friendships are at CCW. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm leaving all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And when we decided to go, we only knew maybe two or three families that were going. So it was like, I'm not comfortable. Like, I'm comfortable where we were and all that we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and wherever we were serving. And so it was more like an internal battle
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
of
big.
missing relationships,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah, and that's big. I mean, we've talk about all the time how relationships are so important, and it's
Hmm.
like Pat said on Sunday. We wanted to name our church Christ Family because we are a family. But
Hmm.
so yeah, leaving that, I know that's been a struggle for a lot of people. We've throughout the last 10, 11 months, we've gone back to CCW a couple times, and people have always said, "Oh, that was the biggest thing, is um, you know getting to see all my friends, getting to see the family, the church family that we've left." So yeah, that's a big one, and that can, I know, especially for you, this is something that's out of your comfort zone in a lot of ways.
Completely.
Doing this whole church thing, but I think, yeah, I think, man, I don't even know. I think just doing it right. We've been in ministry a long time,
Mhm.
together, and it's a little different when you're in youth ministry. There's there's pressure in youth ministry, because you're dealing with teenagers, and you're raising up the next generation, and
Mhm.
teaching them to do the right things, and hopefully being a good example. And now it's just a larger scale.
Mhm.
So I think that's something for me to learn, continue to learn, is how to be a minister and lead the right way. Lead people, shepherd people.
Mhm.
Um, because I'm not the biggest people person. Those of you that know me are shocked by that statement.
I'm shocked.
So yeah, so being a people person, and doing things the right way, and saying the right things, and all that, um, is been a trial. It is for sure, and but I think at the end of the day, God is using all of us. God is growing all of us.
For
If
sure.
he doesn't necessarily call the equipped, he equips the called.
Mhm.
And so I think this is something that we have a great team of leaders. The leadership, the four elders, and myself, some of the other guys that help um, lead around the church. They're very, very forgiving, very graceful, in the fact that they just want people to lead well and do better, and so that is, I think, made that transition in the trials a lot easier.
Hmm.
But um, yeah, any other thoughts on that?
Um, this just came like what I had envisioned
Hmm.
for like the preschool through elementary,
Hmm.
totally different.
Yeah.
I had like this whole plan, and like you said, when we make plans. But if 2020 hasn't taught us anything but to change and adapt, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Pat talked about persecution and trials on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna face that, and it here in America we're not yet necessarily persecuted like you would think of, being persecuted, even in the Bible, or like they are overseas in the Middle East and things like that. But that day may be coming. That day absolutely may happen sooner or later. Um, but we still have to face the things, and issues like human trafficking and social injustice and abortion and those type of things are very prevalent, and it's becoming more and more accepted in society. We are People have said for a long time we are no longer necessarily a Christian nation, which can be scary for people like us if we
Mm-hmm.
dwell in that, if we live in that fear. So yeah, we don't necessarily. I've never had anyone hold a gun to my head yet and say, "Well, denounce your faith or die." Doesn't mean it won't happen someday. But I think some of the other daily persecutions of trying to raise our family the right way, you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, do what we think is best for our kids, and I'm not speaking just for Morning and I. I know a lot of us in our church and CCW and Go Church. We've all probably experienced that. Especially if we have family members or other people we know that aren't Christians. Sometimes our decisions are questioned, and that can be persecution. Especially if you've come from a family that is not saved or even Catholic or whatever that may look like. So that can feel like and look like persecution a little bit. But you know, um, we're talking about the Beatitudes, and that's the first part of the Sermon on the Mount. The last several weeks, that's what we've been talking about, and Pat and I have both said that word blessed means to be happy, to enjoy happiness. So how does that fit into persecution as a Christian in your mind? To say that, oh, you're gonna be persecuted, but be happy about it. You're gonna be.
Mm. I think having the mindset of heaven,
Mm,
like having that heavenly mindset, like
mm-hmm,
this is just a moment. The persecution is just a moment.
mm-hmm,
Eternity, like that. Thinking about eternity, I think that is where we have to remember because we are not made for the earth, we are made for heaven.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I I don't think I can top that answer, honestly. Yeah, I mean that's so true. Um, Jesus said very plainly that when people persecute you, just remember they persecuted me first.
Hmm.
They don't like you; they didn't like me first.
Hmm.
So I think, yeah, being heavenly minded and thinking, okay, that's my goal. But remembering that we're not alone, and we have the example of Jesus, and we have the example of Peter and Paul, and um, all these other guys that were imprisoned and persecuted for their faith. But we have a family, and I don't just necessarily mean husbands and wives, but that too. We have a church family that we can come together and pray together and be together and encourage each other and pray for each other. We can find that peace and that joy in our salvation, in Jesus. At the end of the day, it's no one likes to not be liked, but it doesn't really matter what the world thinks. And that's kind of hard for some people to. Everyone wants to be liked. Even the people out there that say, "Oh, I'm a loner and I don't have any friends. I don't need anyone." Well, okay, but I still think that people want to be liked,
Hmm.
and so having someone or a group of people, that's why we are one of the reasons we're so big on small groups at Christ Family, is because we have other people that we can hang out with, other people that can encourage us when we're dealing with something. We have brothers or sisters that will pray with us and pray for us and stand with us when we're dealing with trials.
Hmm.
So,
Iron sharpens iron.
absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, I if you have any, I mean, you guys are dropping comments in, and we appreciate that, and we know a lot of you are here all the time, which is great. Continue to like and to share, and I know as we grow, this week I've seen probably half a dozen or dozen new names that have popped up, which have been great. We
Hmm.
enjoy seeing that. I love seeing new names, and um, I sometimes check profiles just to see, hey, who does this person know? How are they connected? And sometimes I can figure out, oh, that person, but it's still kind of cool. Sorry, the light is in my eyes, like right through the trees. Um, what was I saying? Yeah. So continue to like, continue to follow us. I know today's show looks a little different, but we have said from the get go that we're making this up on the spot. It's all live. We have no idea what's going to happen. Um, but yeah, we're still here again. Coming up Sunday again, we have a 10:30 service under our tent. Don't know what that's going to look like. With everything that's been going on and people on vacation and people not feeling well and but you know what? The important thing is that you put God first.
Hmm.
It'll happen, and we've said from the get go that hey, maybe it's just a bunch of us there praying together. That's not traditional church, but hey, if that's what we got to do to encourage each other and to be with each other, that's what we'll do. Um, yeah, so continue to like and share and invite people. And again, now we're under a tent. We're trying to still stay with the social distancing, and we have, which I didn't point out on Sunday, and I know Pat kind of mentioned a little bit. I think we have a section under the tent, which is for mask only. If you still need to wear a mask, and that's something you feel strongly about, we have a section in the tent that's set aside just for you. We're asking people without a mask not to sit there. If you want to sit somewhere else and wear a mask, that's okay too. But the one section in the back is specifically for people with masks only, because we know that's important and we want to keep everyone safe.
Hmm.
We want to keep everyone healthy. Um, you know, to we're still trying to figure some things out. The camera angle hopefully this week will look different. And I mean, this is not our usual setup today either.
Hmm.
That's okay. Technology, it's a wonderful
We're
thing.
winging it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing when it works, right? Sorry, this light is really blinding me. But yeah, you can. We're constantly. Speaking of things that we constantly are working on, our website is something that we are working to improve. Pat and I were working with our webmaster last week, trying to get things ironed out, and we're still changing things and fixing things. But check out our website if you have questions about who we are or want to get to know us or need our email addresses. They're all on the website. cfcc.church is the website. Um, our Instagram and Facebook. Obviously, if you're watching this live, you found us on Facebook, but Instagram and Facebook, cfcc.church. And then YouTube, I mentioned YouTube a lot. It's still there. We're getting 2 or 3 likes every, or views on our Facebook videos. No, Facebook. This is Facebook. YouTube
YouTube.
videos. Wow. Sorry, I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes and it's throwing my train of thought, which is already all over the place. Um, but yeah, I think that's enough. You guys, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you watching, and again, if you have comments or questions or something we can change from Sunday or something you're not sure about, go ahead and drop it in the comments or send Pat or I an email, and we'd love to hear from you. The encouragement or even just something we can do better. And once again, all of you that were there on Sunday, whether you were part of the setup team or part of the usher team or the parking lot team, thank you guys so much.
Mhm.
We absolutely could not have done this without you. But yeah, you got anything else? Anything I
Uh,
forgot?
um, we don't have like preschool or any classes just yet. I
Mm.
think while we're outside, I think the best thing is we have made up activity packs for the kids. There's coloring sheets and activities, craft, even a little snack in there. And we have gluten-free options if that's your thing. So we'll have a table and you just come in and grab one for each one of your kids, and we have a little tent set up, so if they get antsy and they need to stretch their legs, you're right there out there with us, just a little place where they can lay down or sit on the ground like a picnic style and just hang out and be with us.
Yeah. Cool. Glad you remember that because I forgot.
That's why I'm here.
You want to close in prayer?
Sure. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for the ability to be here, and I just praise you for being able to be in Homosassa, even though it looks different than we thought it would look. This is your plan, and we're gonna roll with it. And I pray for everyone who's not feeling well, that they would be healed, and we could all be back together again. And again, I praise you for the amazing people we're gonna meet and the amazing people that are already a part of our church. And just keep us all healthy and well until we can all be together again. In your name I pray. Amen.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you Sunday. Love you guys.
Bye.